We begin with the death of Charles Manson. The mastermind of a series of notorious 1969 murders died last night at a California hospital. Manson was 83.
Nearly 50 years ago, he led a group of young followers called the Manson family. He instructed them to kill 7 people. Their best-known victim was Sharon Tate, who was pregnant at the time, 8 months pregnant, a young Hollywood actress.
The murders and the mind of Manson himself intrigued the public for decades. Charlie Rose saw it for himself up close.
Was that murder okay because you didn't see it?
Murder? There's no murder.
There was a murder of Sharon Tate. Come on.
There's no murder in the Holy War, man.
He was decried as a monster, but even during his 46 years behind bars, Charles Manson continued to elicit a morbid fascination by an uncomprehending public. I spoke with him in 1986.
How do you feel about those murderers? How do you feel about them? That's what counts. Happened in your world, not mine.
In 1971, Manson was found guilty of conspiracy to commit 7 savage murders in Southern California. Among the victims, 26-year-old actress Sharon Tate, who was expecting the child of husband and acclaimed director Roman Polanski. He described the murder scene to reporters.
You will see a lot of blood all over the place, cradles, baby clothes.
Testimony at Manson's trial indicated he exerted a cult-like influence over a commune of followers. He convinced some of them to carry out his murderous mission, a convoluted plan intended to start an apocalyptic race war, said to be inspired by the Beatles song, Helter Skelter. The so-called Tate LaBianca murders, named after the most prominent victims, and the subsequent trial of the Manson family became a flashpoint for social critics of late 60s subcultures. But it was Manson's perverse charisma that most fascinated a Vietnam War-weary America.
What don't we understand about you?
Just what I said. I'm inside of you, man.
Yeah.
I live inside of you. I'm inside every one of you.
Manson died more than 46 years after he was sentenced to be executed. He ended up serving life in prison after California overturned the death penalty.
Still such a bizarre story. And just looking at Charlie's interview is creepy to me to hear how he's talking. Just totally oblivious to the harm that he's caused.
Very sick man.
Yeah, very much so.